Hello and welcome. My name is Jürgen Rinelli and I'm a software consultant. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to install Endpoint Central and do some basic configurations. Have fun! Alright, for the installation, what will we need first? You're right, we need the installer. So let's go to manageengine.com, products, unified endpoint management and security, and there is Endpoint Central. Okay, then let's go, free trial. We want to have the on-premise, so let's download. Okay, download has been finished. What else do we need? Yeah, maybe we want to know what about the basics. So that's Manage Engine and Endpoint Central System Requirements. All right. No. So here we have system requirements based on what is your computers, how many client counts do you have. Here you will find the basics about the processor and the RAM size, hard disk space, and what's the SQL server's RAM size you need. Always with Endpoint Central, there's coming the PostgreSQL database. You can work with that until I would say 10,000 clients and then move onwards to the MS SQL. And here you will find, even for more systems up to 10,000, it's just a 16 gigabyte RAM. So these are the requirements for the server on its own. Right. Software, when it comes to the software, we only can install Endpoint Central Server on Windows systems. Okay, so I always recommend having a Windows Server Edition. And when it comes to the agent, supported operating systems are here as well: Windows, Mac, and Linux. Fine, that's about that. And the other point we need to take care of is the LAN architecture and the WAN architecture. We do have here Endpoint Central's LAN architecture, the Endpoint Central server and the managed endpoints. When it comes to the ports, there is a large list of used ports by Endpoint Central. So make sure to get through those ports. And in the end, you will find a note. Those 3 ports, those are necessary if you want to have an agent push installation. Let's have a look what's about the WAN architecture. So if you want to manage even systems in remote locations or in the home office, all right, you could open your server, of course, to the internet, but that's not really a good thing to do. And if you won't open your server to the internet, you will be able to manage your clients with an active VPN client. Fine, that's true. But what if this VPN client software is not working? So I always recommend, even if you have MDM devices, to have a secure gateway server established in the DM set. So this will be in between your server and the internet. Find all those links you will find below the video in the end then. So download has been completed. I'm going to show you now my system, what is a laptop. It is, yeah, I'm German, so my system is in German. Here you can see my system is a small laptop. It's an old laptop right now with an old Intel i5, and yeah, it has enough memory, but it is quite busy with whatever tasks are running right now, and even the recording software is running here. Despite that fact, we are going to install Endpoint Central here on that system. So let's initiate that installation. And let's see how much time it'll take on my old system. So I'll keep it running, and the time right now is 17:10. So it's in German. Yeah, it recognized my language, local language. So, all right, let's keep on going. You can read all those license agreements. All right, I'm gonna change to a D drive. I always prefer not to have Endpoint Central Server together with the Windows OS. So I'll just change that to D, and let's go and fire it up with the same ports, and yes, let's see how much it takes. Now the archives are going to be extracted. This always takes a few minutes. All right, now let's just skip that. All right, it tells me that it is ready. So, and it just took 4 minutes. So it's going to start with my standard browser, what is not the Chrome, what I have open here. No problem. Let's switch it to it. I'm gonna make that a bit bigger. It always switches to the working with Endpoint Central start page README file as well. So whenever you stop and start the Endpoint Central server service, you will get that dialog showing initialization of the database and where on which part he is right now to start. For the first time, the initiation of Endpoint Central Server takes a bit longer, but still not bad for my old system, isn't it? All right, here we are. Now we can have access into the console, and we have overall 9 minutes. So this is the standard admin. We're gonna change that immediately. Okay, so right now, no, I don't want to have an offer. Right now, this is, the welcome screen. Hello, administrator. We have done some basic configurations, and the server on its own has been added as with an agent already, has been onboarded. Okay, now first we are gonna change that all into English. That's from that avatar symbol. Go to personalize, and let's change that to English. And as well, choose your time zone you're in. That's correct for me. And your time format, what you want to have, what you prefer. As well, how long how long it takes until it will be auto locked. Fine. Let's save that. It's gonna refresh the page. Fine. Now everything is in English. Great thing. Let's go first now to the administrator portal, to the administrator menu. What we have right now is a basic user, admin, and I would like to change that immediately. So let's just add a new user. You can choose a Active Directory user or a login authentication. If you want to have an Active Directory authentication right from the beginning, of course, we would need to implement first the Active Directory. I'm going to show that. I'm going to show that in a minute. If we want to have a user, we will need mandatory an email. And that's where Endpoint Central already is telling you, look, listen, without any mail server, it won't work. So let's go and configure the mail server. Now I have the mail server saved successfully, so I'm going to add a local user because in my environment I do not really have, I don't have an Active Directory. So the user, I'll call him Janprem, and the role will be an administrator, and the email will be temporary email as well, English language, and you could add a contact number if you wish. When it comes to the users, the roles, here are pre-configured roles. Administrator, of course, can do everything, and there are other user roles already pre-configured. A patch manager could do anything within the patch management area. And if you added a patch manager or a technician, you can even assign this user only to specific remote offices or specific MDM groups. So, but I'm gonna stick with an administrator because I want to remove the standard administrator. Add user. All right, then it tells me you don't have a two-factor authentication yet. Should be done. Yes, of course, we will configure that. But first, we are gonna activate this user. There has been sent an activation email, so we have to activate that user now. Now, with the activation link, I got redirected, and I have to add a new password. Again, it turned me into German. So now let's log in with my new administrator. Security alert. Yes, we will go to change to HTTPS once we finished with the administrator account. I'm changing to the other console, and just after refresh, I can see that there is, yes, request demo. We don't show this again. Thank you. So I have now two administrator accounts, and this one is logged in with the admin. I'm gonna sign this out. Okay, fine. Now let's switch to this browser. I'm now with the Chrome browser. Let's go and delete the admin user here, the standard admin. Remove. You always can remove technicians and administrators. Yeah, administrators take care that you have at least one remaining. And other users, technicians, you can remove them. Don't be afraid. Nothing will be deleted, what they built in configurations, tasks, whatever. You can provide alternate contact details to replace the ones being removed. All right. So I'm going to delete that user now. Nothing has been configured yet. Fine. Now, what will we do next? Secure authentication. We will need to enable the secure authentication. You can use an email app, an authenticator app as well, or use a email. I'm going to use email, and I'll gonna stick with one day, remembering the OTP. Okay, safe. Modified successfully. Nice thing. And then there is a user account policy for disabling or lock out the user when an attempt has been a certain times done. Password policy, this is only for the local user, but get sure to get the local user password policy as well as like you have it within the domain. Great, we talked about the roles. Roles can be added here as well. You can configure own roles, and you could go and modify those existing pre-configured roles. I strongly recommend not to do that. Keep them as a reference and just make a new role. Fine, domain. I said you could have a domain as well. Domain, add that here with agent domain and go with Entra ID, Active Directory or Workgroup. All right, now let's go to the get back to the admin sector. We have some basic configurations to do. Database settings. There's a database backup maintained for 7 times. You can change that, and this is the backup directory. And there is always needed to have a password even for the database backup. So just add that. Okay, and I would recommend having a notification email if a database backup fails. You could use even the mobile app. The mobile app implementation is subject to a new video then. Okay, some changes need to be verified by the admin. Right. There is the database optimization. Always, as a standard, around 4 GB are pre-reserved for the SQL database. You can add here more and make it faster, but in environments up to, let's say, 800 clients, or 1,000. Yeah, just keep it up to a maximum of 8, nothing, not more needed. So if you have until 200 or 300, a 4 GB would be sufficient. All right, we have that. Then let's have a look at the administration. Again, there is the central server maintenance to take care of. Let's configure that as well. It is a database maintenance and a server optimization. Do that once a month at least. You can set up a notification prior to the maintenance if you wish. All right, saved successfully. What else? Then there are some other configurations to take care of. That's about the security settings. Configure an email address for security advisories. Company name. Oh, how to name myself. Okay, let's call it. And then the email address. And the country is Germany. All right, let's save that. And you will see that this shield on here on the right, now it is orange. We need to configure all that basic configurations in order to get that security alert turned out. Configure email address again. And save. Secure communication, HTTPS, of course, yes. And agent security settings. Restrict end users from stopping agent service. Restrict end users from uninstalling the agent and distribution server. Yeah, of course we will do that. I don't want don't show that again. I don't want to have anyone stopping the agent or uninstalling the agent. Save changes. While we are here already, we can turn to the general settings. If you wish to have a Wake on LAN enabled, just click this and check this box and the Wake on LAN will be working in your environment. And then there is the agent tray icon. What do we want to show within the tray icon? Self-service portal menu, of course, we will keep that. Show patch menu, inventory menu. This is to enable a scan only from client side. Launch Service Desk Plus. If you have a connection to Service Desk Plus, it is a ticketing system from Manage Engine. Leave it turned on. Show configuration menu. This is to force a configuration from client side. Show temporary access portal. Okay, notify users while processing temporary access. We can keep those. Show last logon details at every login. No, that's nagging. Show information balloons while processing configurations and patch scanning. This is the hello. I'm gonna do a patch scan now. Oh, now it's the inventory scan. Oh, and now I have to sneeze. Those balloons we can turn out. Show user logon report menu. I don't want to have that too. Show prohibited software details menu. We can prohibit software with Endpoint Central, so we will leave it turned on. Maybe in another video we want to see how it works. Show server details within the hovering over the tray icon, showing the address. No. Save changes. The tray icon is shown here. You just click on it, right click on it, and we will have here Service Desk Plus, self-service portal, apply configurations, a scan. That's all those things we have there, temporary access portal and agent troubleshooting. We will get to the troubleshooting on another point in another video. So we will save the changes and then everything will be replicated. If you have a Macs and Linux, you can set up them here as well. Now, let's go back to that configuration, to that security settings. What is it telling now? It is enabled here, still red, yes, because we need to restart the server. Enable trust-based computers onboarding for management. What's that? Yeah, we're gonna configure that right away, right in the beginning. That's meaning that we won't approve all computers by default. We will approve computers after agent installation if they meet those requirements, those basic things. Synced from Active Directory, added manually through push installation, enrolled in MDM, or deployed via OS deployment. All right, and then we could configure custom criteria. I don't have any, I don't see any right at the moment. And there is a notification you can send on daily basis about waiting devices for approval. You could add there a support email address or a specific email address for a ticketing system or something like that. Okay, I will leave that without any notification. Computers will be automatically onboarded on a managed computers based on the configured criteria. Yes, I'm sure I configured it. So yeah, thank you for asking again. Okay, let's go back to the administrator part and the security settings. How does it look like? Okay, 80% secure. Nice thing though. Certificate-based authentication for agent-server communication. We could enable that. Use third-party SSL certificate. Yeah, that's something we can provide an own certificate. There's already one modified, one basic certificate from Manage Engine, but you can upload here your own third-party certificate in that format. Okay, cancel. Nice. That's some basics already. And we are, what's the time? 45. So that's a 35 minutes right now with all that, with installation and configuring until here into a safe status already. We configured the mail server, we configured the central server maintenance, the database settings, security settings. Then there is something else I will recommend you to make, configure. That's the export settings in every report. And let's have a look if there is something already in the inventory so that I can show you. In every already gathered some informations. Nice software. It already gathered informations about that system. Look, everywhere where you have that view, that table, you can export, not only choose columns, but you can export everything. So now here you have to understand that there may be the disclosure of personal identity of an individual. And we can configure that. We can change that. That's the configuration and what we have here to let the technician decide. I always choose that. I like that. And I right now give everything. So, and when we save that, now within software deployment, getting no inventory. We have been in inventory. Sorry, when we are here, and go back to software and want to export something, now we have a choice. Always better to have a choice. Fine. What else do we need? We have configured security settings, database settings. Within the NAT settings, configure NAT settings, we are right now in the inside LAN and I will remain there. Yes. If you want to change via internet, you can go to via internet, and you can, once it is saved, yes, it changes the view, then you can go here and change over the internet. You will need then a public FQD, and you will need then to provide the informations about where is your secure gateway server. Yeah, then you will have to install a secure gateway server. Fine. Then let's go and configure some scan settings already. I want to have the drivers as well, and certificates, I want to have them as well scanned. I do all this prior rolling out more agents. So then when we are here, let's go and change the scan times. Let's go to inventory, schedule scan. We need to schedule the inventory and the file scan if we want to have a file scan as well. So let's have it the inventory scan. Let's have it a daily scan early in the morning at about, I'm firing up my machines at 7 o'clock. So let's do it there. Fine. Great. Every day, save. File scan. If you wish to have a file scan, we can initiate that as well. I'm gonna do that once a week on, yeah, I will initiate that in the morning to tomorrow morning, so that we can see some results for the upcoming videos. I'm gonna start that at about 8 o'clock. And save. What else to pre-configure? That's here within threads and patches. Yeah, everywhere you go, first time in each and every module, you will find that steps involved. Here is the patch management area. If you want to have that back again and see it again, you have that you have that rocket sign here. All right, we have the within the settings in the patch management to pre-configure what we want to patch. Patch database settings. There is, I want to have everything from Microsoft, third-party driver and BIOS. And I want to have Mac. I don't have any Macs, so I leave it out. And if you have a Linux, you can have Linux as well. And here is the time when the automate, daily-based automate vulnerability database update will happen. This is the time when we started, when Endpoint Central started first time. So I am going to have that updated at 7:30 in the morning and save. Yes, all fine. You always can update the patch vulnerability database here manually. It's not up to date, failed. Why? What's wrong? Let's update it manually. Okay. Next, what we might want is within the settings, choose the cleanup settings. And here we have the patch download location. You can change the patch download location from on the server to another location. Yes. And I would recommend even here patch cleanup, remove superseded and remove the patches that are older than at least, keep it 3 months. And you can have a notification if the patch repository exceeds a certain amount of gigabytes. And then, of course, we will need an email address and save. software repository is within the software deployment section. Even here, there is the steps involved. Now, the software repository in that section is here, settings, software repository. This is the HTTP repository, the network share, sorry. You can configure an own network share and create an access only with certain credentials. This is the location of the HTTP repository. This is on my installation root source folder, and you can move that as well. The HTTP repository is that one where the software, what you upload through the console, will be replicated. And the network share, yeah, it is a network share where you will manually have your software. Okay, so what else? We configured the inventory scans, we configured the vulnerability database scans. Then let's go back to the administration. If you want to integrate some other solutions like Jira, Zendesk, Helpdesk, Service Desk Plus, there are some basic out-of-the-box settings already for the integrations. And there is an API Explorer, API Explorer for more if you want to add your own applications. Okay, what else to pre-configure? In the tools section, here are the ports. If you want to change that port, you have to do it here. In the tools settings, within the remote control, right from the basic, from scratch, I would recommend you to activate the user confirmation. You always can do some exclusions on systems, specific systems, productive systems, no user in front or something like that. I changed that. So that's basically all to do prior rebooting the server, and logging in with secure authentication then, and having all the settings replicated. I will reboot that service right now. To reboot the server, just locate the UEMS server service, stop it, and then start it again. It is my recommendation out of my over 30 years experience with Windows. That is always best to stop the service, and when it is totally stopped, then start it. This reboot option here, restart option, sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. Okay, it's coming up again. As I mentioned, I have an old laptop working on with that, so it really takes a long time here. Now it should ask me for my one-time password. All right, here it is. Make sure to click this first to remain one day, because it has a automate once I get the last digit, it will automatically refresh. So okay, download and install an agent to onboard other devices. Yeah, I got it. I have just the server onboarded right now. Okay, but prior, I would like to, deploying the first agent, yeah, I don't have new domains. I don't have any. I just have work groups here. Removal from, yeah, there are a lot of informations, alerts giving you scripts to install agents using a GPO, yeah, IP scoping and such. We will come to that soon. We are gonna install one computer. I show you the push installation. That's through at computers. Choose your domain, and you have to for a domain you have already your credentials set up. I don't have a domain. I have a work group, but even there you can add your credentials. Update domain details. Okay, if you want to add a computer, you can choose them here. It won't find any computers right now. If you have computers in here, then click them, go on next, and then you can install the agent as a push installation. And you can even add the agents already to remote offices. A remote office can be added here. That's a location you have somewhere in another country, in another city, or whatever, an office. You can name this office. You can have a communication established through a distribution server. That's basically establishing a repository in that location, or have it in a direct communication. And then you will need a replication policy for that. I always set up the first one as an unlimited, and with each day replication cycle 24/7 safe. So, and this can be the, let's call it root warriors. Those out there. Okay, and we will need the credentials and just add. We don't need any computers right now in there. So these are remote offices. Now, if you have lots of remote offices, different locations, you can establish an IP scoping, add IP scopes for the local office, for the other offices, and once configured, you can even configure a default remote office for the home office users or whatever outside your VPN or your local area network. And with the IP scoping, computers will be automatically moved to the respective offices. Those offices can be set as targets as well. Agent installation can be done through GPO, Azure Autopilot, Apple Business Manager, and other methods. And everything comes with a learn how. Just click on it and you will be redirected to an documentation about what to do. We're gonna install an agent now manually. I go to computers, I go to download agent, and I say, all right, I want to have it for the local office. You can choose the office, and it's a Windows and download agent. Okay, download has been done, and we can then go to the approval page because this will be waiting for approval. Okay, manually installed, computers for approval. Review it and approve. Yep, I'm certain that I want that system there. It's even an older system than that one here, but we need something to test and to show. So fine, we have enabled features, we have pre-configured everything from scratch already. Installation, server settings, agent settings, user settings, user added and removed. We have configured the security settings, the database settings, and even configured already for one of the videos, for the tools videos, the remote control, that we will have a user confirmation on each session we want to go in. The system already gathered some data, hardware, software, and here in the below settings you have some quick links with how-tos, knowledge base, FAQs and English videos from the vendor side. Here's a roadmap available online for everyone, and this is an online guide, a link to the online guide, and raise a ticket with the vendor, call with the vendor, or a chat with the vendor. And those dashboards can be changed a bit, tweaked a bit, and can be moved. The only thing, we cannot add own ones or remove some. We can build own dashboards and within the report settings, and even with within admin, within the integrations, there is advanced analytics. Configure Analytics Plus, and you will have real deep insights and possibilities. So now we have 1 hour and 10 minutes with rebooting the service, and me talking a bit on a real low system configuration. So I have seen installations with those configurations. I have done them within half an hour as well. So it is really easy and straightforward. That's it. Easy, isn't it? You do not need to study rocket science or have a Hogwarts graduation. See you soon in my next part in this Endpoint Central series. Have fun testing.